of tense meetings. This NFL meeting, of course. We told you about the G7 that could be tense. We told you about the upcoming meeting in Singapore, the leaders of North Korea, and, of course, the President of the United States. And then this OPEC powwow on how to, get a handle on the supply here. Word that the White House was asking OPEC just to increase production by 1 million barrels today to ease the gas pinch for a lot of Americans. Don't know what's true, what's not, but I do know that Alan Nuckman has a good idea of the fallout for prices. He's at the CME. Alan, how big a deal is this that we, of course, now one of the leading producers of oil through a variety of means, are now urging OPEC to help out here?
Wow, that's a little different than what's happened in the past. But I think people are, rightfully worried about the price of oil moving back up because we've had that 10% correction, and we looked like we bottomed out. It was much needed to have a bit of a pullback after this run-up, and now you're seeing the dollar stop moving higher. So you're looking to see if we can see this West Texas Intermediate crude that we have here in the States rebound and catch up to Brent crude, which is the world benchmark. That spread's gotten to be the widest it's been in a couple of years, and typically you'll see that snap back. So that could very well happen here in the next few weeks, next few months.
When I hear airlines, this may be outside your purview, but if you'll indulge me, raising ticket prices in response to the higher jet fuel costs. Now, I know even with hedging and all, if they go up, they go up. But all of that has been since going down. So it seems to me like an excuse to hike, or is it a legitimate excuse?
Pricing power. They're able to hike prices because the economy's gotten better. Let's look at some other companies that have done that. You look at Amazon able to raise the price of their Prime service 20%. So you have to look at this as a good sign. You talked about hedging, and I wanted to bring that up as well. That's very important. That's why these markets exist right here. So users and producers can hedge their prices and know what their costs are. So an airline, if they're smart, obviously they're hedging properly. And you've also got to remember that jets now are that much more efficient than they were a few years ago, and we've seen a lot of turnover in the fleet. So you've got better mileage, so to speak, and it's now a smaller component in their overall cost. So they did raise prices years ago when oil prices were high, and they begrudgingly took those additional fees off. They make a lot of money on fees right now. But let's remember that airlines made all-time record profits here recently, so I don't think we need to worry so much about them right now. It does hurt psychologically to see the price of gas at $3, but we had extremely low gasoline prices for a long time, and I think people just got too used to it. Let's also mention one thing here, that as oil prices go higher, that's going to give the market a catalyst. Because think about it, we're making new highs in the small caps and in the tech sector, and the S&P and the Dow are kind of being left behind. But when oil prices move higher, that's going to support Chevron and Exxon, which are essentially unchanged in 2018. So that's going to help the stock market, because that's what we want to see. That's what's important to us. And if you see those stocks rebound, they're big components in the Dow, and that's going to help the Dow move higher.
Indeed, there are two prominent components in the Dow, and both are up smartly today, contributing to that gain. Thank you, my friend.
Exactly.
It's always good seeing you. Alan Nuckman.
Thank you.
All right.